so I
Right.
just stopped.
Right. That's all right. I think people are here for the tangent. They certainly aren't here for the straight talk. I don't think. Although you and I are capable of straight talk, but we kind of. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. I'd like to hit on a topic from the discussion from UpDog Challenge discussions page. I will go ahead and post that link here in just a moment. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that right now. Hopefully, I got the right link. Awesome. I'll pop that up there. You guys can get a look at that. Oh, I do have something on here.
And I wish I could see what was going on.
I know. You will be able to. I'm sorry, Jack. My computer immediate or emergency restarted, or I'm sorry, updated my operating system. Made me a little bit late for this, for the prep for this call. Um, so from the discussion forum, we had a question about like what constitutes a throw. You know, like is it's not a take, right? So there were a little bit of discussion on that, and I thought it would be a good conversation to have and a good way for us to here. You know what? I will just go ahead and screen share that real quick. Let me see, Chrome. Did I get it? Yes, I did. But now I got whatchamacallit's up. So the question, I have a question or area of discussion as we were musing over this at our competition this weekend. In four-way play, but likely could apply to other games that only require a short throw. What defines a throw? For example, many competitors do a juggle type throw to finish a quad, start a new one. We also have beginner competitors and or puppies who prefer safer to catch extremely short throws that could almost look like a handoff, but there's a distinct moment where the disc isn't touching the hand, not quite in the mouth yet. How much distance does the disc actually need to travel from hand to mouth? You can't find it defined anywhere in the general rules or in the four-way play rules. I know throw and go, we do have an honor line that prevents the dog from essentially juggling off the start line. We also have an honor line in Frizzagility as well. So there's the question. There's a pretty good discussion. I got a link to it on the page in the chat. Let's see. Jack, you want to take a crack at that, or you want me to start? I'm happy to start if you'd like.
You can start if you want, and I'll jump in.
Awesome. I'm going to go right to the straight talk. Anything that's out of the hand is a throw. The end. Any daylight that I can find in there as a judge, I'm going to give your dog the benefit of the doubt per the UpDog rules. And the games are not about separation and super cool play. The games are about functioning objectively and scoring points. So that's kind of how I'll answer it. I do have a lot more to say about it, though. But that's the short, straight answer. Jack, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a number of things obviously that are defined in the UpDog rules, and then there's a lot of things that are not defined. We actually like to not define as many things as possible.
It can't be
Um,
gamed that way. Yeah.
yeah, and it also, we don't like to lock things down. We like to let our players, if it's not in the rules, then it's not a rule kind of thing, and that gives you more opportunities for strategies and things like that. Um, we did have to define a catch just because we had a number of questions about it, and we wanted to help our judges and help our players. But essentially, like you said, when the disc is in the air, it is a throw. Now, if it doesn't leave the player's hand, it's not a throw. That would be a take. And especially if I wanted to make sure that if there was any question in my mind as a thrower, like if I thought to myself, I'm not sure if that was even a throw, I would want to, put a little bit more air there so that I make sure that I'm demonstrating a throw. But also, to your point, in the rules it says that the judges are going to give the players the benefit of the doubt. Um, just the whole point too with the honor lines didn't have, those honor lines really didn't have anything to do with delineating between a throw and not a throw. Those honor lines, the honor line in fragility is to is really to play in the spirit of the game. Obstacles and throws are part of the game, not just obstacles. And so that's why I put the honor line in the fragility there, so just so that a player doesn't come up, throw the disc on the ground, grab it, and run through obstacles again. And then for throw and go, it was simply, it's called throw and go, not throw and sit in front of me while I do, 19 juggles to get 19 points. So we wanted the go in throw and go.
Right.
And in order to do that, we put the 3-yard honor line there. But other than that, we don't really define what a throw is, and I think we'd like to leave it that way.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart idea to define as little as possible, to leave as much up to like standard interpretation, logical interpretation as possible. What is a throw? Grab a dictionary. Grab a dictionary. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. In frisbee, dog frisbee, we're very familiar, experienced judges are very familiar with the difference between a take and a non-take. And there's a big difference between, that person only does takes, meaning they throw short. Like everything is pretty much a take. In freestyle, separation is important. It really, really is important. But in these games, the goal is to objectively score points. And, while objectively this is a throw, in freestyle, the spirit of the game, that's not a throw. The other thing I really liked in your answer, Jack, was bringing it back to the spirit of the game. I think that's really important. And that's something I think UpDog embodies quite well. That there is a spirit of frisbee dog play that we all kind of groove with. I think that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, and I can remember as you're talking there and you're showing with your hands, like this much might be a throw or whatever. I can remember way before UpDog was around, sitting in a judge's seat, hearing a judge next to me, as we're judging freestyle, and judges asking the question, was that a take or was that a throw? And I always remember that many folks always just said, well, could you see daylight? Was there daylight between the hand and the disc? If so, that was a throw.
Right, and you know what? Yes, objectively, but no, it wasn't a throw in freestyle. You know what I mean? Like, and it was. It's counted as a catch or a miss, but it's not the spirit of the game, man. And you're going to get the least score possible from an experienced judge.
Yeah, definitely in freestyle, obviously,
Yeah.
we're talking. But
Yeah. And so there is like a legit concern about what constitutes a throw, But again, going to the spirit of the game and the objective nature of the games, we're literally just looking for daylight. So I don't know. We have an honor line in fragility and throw and go. Those are the only two games with a distance requirement, correct?
I think so. Is that right, Ken? Yeah.
And
I mean, obviously, some games you can be right up on the zone that you're throwing to, like 7-Up and 4-way play. You can literally be, inches away from your dog or less even when you make the throw. And other games, that's not possible, like, spaced out and things like that, where just by the nature of where you stand, you wouldn't be able to make a throw like that,
Right. We also have a similar situation in spaced out, right? Like, and it's not a distance thing, but you can't score in the same zone twice in a row. You can't like throw to this zone and then throw one in the dirt and then throw another one to that zone. Another one of those spirit rules for the spirit of the law. But I think those are kind of the only requirements we have, right?
Yep. Yeah. And again, I was thinking of a tangent, but I'll hold off on the tangent when you start talking about spaced out, and we're verging on
the close calls.
That came up on discussion page, but we'll save that till next week so you guys can kind of wonder what that's about. But another topic came up that was related that we'll hit on next week.
Awesome, and we will do that in the close calls section, I take it?
Yep, yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we can take questions, guys. I don't know if